Hello and a warm welcome back to the channel of nonsense, and I think the modern equivalent of a Saab. It's the Polestar 3. This is an electric SUV that rivals the likes of the BMW iX, the Audi Q8 e-tron and the upcoming electric Porsche Cayenne, but it's more left field. It's for people who have grey turtleneck sweaters and dining tables made out of reclaimed driftwood and hidden tribal tattoos from having a bit too much fun in their early 20s, but it's actually pretty blooming good. Let's find out why. I say it's very good. It's very good for £90,000, which is what this press car costs. This is a long-range dual motor version with quite a few options on. So standard, this long-range dual motor would be 78 grand, and you can save 8 grand off that if you just want the rear-wheel drive one, which is quite a bit slower. But yeah, look at it. It's very Polestar, isn't it? You can't see from there, but it's got a really cool aero vent in there. I'll stick a shot of that in. And if you stand here and imagine it's black at the front, it looks just like the new Ferrari Didaci Cilindri. You'll just have to take my word for that. But otherwise, underneath, it's basically the new Volvo EX90, but this has got a coupe rear end, and it's got a funky rear axle that makes it sportier to drive than the Volvo, and I think it looks a lot more interesting than the Volvo as well. This one's got the 1,600 quid upgraded HD LED headlights, which look just fantastic. I'll stick some shots of them lit up in, but these T-shaped, can't call them Thor's hammer, can you? Polestar's hammer headlights, and this little silver strip across the front looks really, really good. Now, this one's on massive upgraded 22-inch wheels, which do slightly make the ride a little bit firmer than I would like. As standard, you can get this on 20s or 21s. I do slightly dislike the fact that Polestar has to label everything on the car, so you'll see it inside on the seats as well. But here at the front it says Smart Zone Sensor Cluster. It's like it's a label they put on the factory and forgot to take off. Actually, while we're talking about a 90 grand car, I've just been interrupted by two cyclists going that way, middle-aged men in Lycra, nothing wrong with that, discussing their wealth management practices very loudly. Couldn't get more Surrey. Sticking with the theme of money, I'm now about to do the thing where I almost try and justify how this is £90,000, which is, to be honest, on a par with a similarly spec'd Audi or BMW, or almost certainly way cheaper than the new Cayenne when the prices for that are announced. But look, you get 4.9 metres of car. It's absolutely huge. And it is only a 5-seater, unlike the Volvo, so you're going to get loads of rear seat space, which I'll show you in a second. You also get lots of mass. This dual motor is 2.6 tons, so you're getting lots of weight for your money, and you're also getting air suspension. The dual motor gets air suspension as standard, so you can adjust the stiffness of that on the infotainment system. You can also drop the ride height in the boot when you want to load things into it. I think it's got quite a nice, interesting profile. We don't see cars that look like this very often. It's a bit like a estate car that's gone on a pogo stick, and I'm okay with that. This midnight colour is £1,000. It's a little bit gloomy, to be honest, especially under grey skies here. Otherwise, it's your usual silvers and greys and things like that. But yeah, I like these wheels, just not sure they're worth this much money. And while we're here, I should talk about that fancy rear axle that this has got. So the dual motors get Borg-Warner's clutch pack on the back axle, which basically means it can send 100% of the power to either wheel, the outside wheel usually, when you're cornering, so it feels more sporty on corner exit. More sportier? More sporty on corner exit, and you can bloomin' feel it. As you might expect, the Polestar 3's cabin is an exercise in orange and minimalism, so very few physical controls other than the play, pause, volume knob there. You've got a digital dashboard there, as in Volvo EX90. You might notice the steering wheel has these 4 haptic buttons, which don't actually ever display anything. You have to sort of work out what they do, and it does make it quite easy because it shows you what they do in the dashboard when you're driving along, but you can easily use them to adjust what it shows on the screen, and you can see your maps up there, or you can use them over here to adjust the active cruise control and pilot stuff, which you turn on by pushing it back past D on the gear selector when you're driving along. But this one is rather lovely. It's got the Plus pack, which gives you a 1610 watt Bowers & Wilkins sound system with perhaps my favourite little tweeter design I've ever seen up there, just because it looks like a little jet engine or a Zeppelin. Anyway, random references aside, big infotainment system, Google built in, as with all other Polestars. Really easy to use. It's got wireless CarPlay and Android Auto as well. There are some little niggles, like to open the glove box, you've got to press a button here. Why can't that just be on the glove box? and to adjust the steering wheel and mirrors, you have to press that. And then you can adjust everything. Head-up display as part of one of the packs on this car. Wireless charger there. There's a handy bit of storage down there, so it's probably going to look like a black hole, but there's 2 USB-Cs down there as well. Now, in terms of upholstery, Polestar being Polestar, this has got a £1,000 ethically sourced wool option, which is very nice. Heated seats and heated wheel, obviously. You can pay £4,000 to have high animal welfare leather from the Bridge of Weir. Again, yeah, killing animals for leather, but high welfare is fine. Fine, give them Dominoes and then push them under a bus. I think that's what they do. Big door bins there as well. It is lovely jubbly in here, and this is all powered by NVIDIA, so it's all quite responsive and fast. Again, the model year 26 version is going to get a faster processor. This didn't really need it. Oh, and my favourite thing, look at this. It's got shortcuts here, one of which, when you're driving, is for the speed limit warning. You can turn it right off. Yes. It's time for flap chat, not flapjack, as I just said by accident. This has got a 107 kilowatt hour battery in this dual motor version. It's good for 390 miles of range on paper, and it's got just under 500 horsepower, so it's quite fast as well. Now, there's a performance pack which gives you just over 530 horsepower, and that has a range of about 350 miles. Now, if you want the entry-level rear motor, that'll do about 375 miles on paper, so not as much as this, and it's quite a bit slower as well. Now, it can fast charge at 250 kilowatts, which is faster than the BMW and the Audi, but not as fast as what I expect will happen on the new Porsche Cayenne, given the new Macan EV can fast charge at 270. But helpfully for me, this morning at 8 AM, Polestar announced a bunch of changes for this very car, which are not going to come out for the next 6 months. So for now, that's what you get. But in 6 months' time, this car is going to switch to an 800-volt architecture with up to 350 kilowatts of fast charging speed and slightly more range and quite a lot more power in the performance one especially. This goes from about 480 to 530. The performance one will go up to over 600 horsepower with a sub 4 second 0 to 62 time. But for now, you ain't got that, you got this. Backseat space in the Polestar 3 is as prodigious as my hair isn't. Now, this is built on the platform of a 7-seater car, but it's only a 5-seater. So I've got, look at that, ridiculous legroom. Footroom is just about okay, and headroom is fine, even with the standard fit panoramic sunroof, which goes all the way back, like my hairline. So yeah, really, really luxurious back here. You've got completely flat floor even, so you've got a usable middle rear seat. You've got a little control panel here for climate controls with heated rear seats, 2 USB-Cs, reasonable sized door bins with a little bit of fluff on part of it, but not all of it. And yeah, really, really lovely. Some ambient lighting as well. It's nice and airy. This is a wicked car to go in the back of. I imagine being chauffeured in this is a bit like climbing inside a giant peach. Around the back of the Polestar 3, it looks like this. It's got a light bar, it's got an actual rear window with a window wiper, unlike the Polestar 4. It can tow 1.5 tons if you get the single motor, or 2.2 tons on the dual motor. They've all got 360 cameras, front and rear parking sensors, as you might expect for the money, which is quite neat. But the boot isn't the biggest. It's 484 litres. You've got a flat load lip there. Just to give you an idea of size, here's my PRS Tremonti SE, which I bought when I was 18 and then subsequently rewired when I was drunk when I was 19. So that's off to get repaired. That fits in there just lovely. Signed by the man himself, my man crush Mark Tremonti. But I just wish there was more vertical space in here. But there are some useful things. So you've got a big bit under the boot floor here for storing cables or luggage. My guitar won't fit under there. And you've got 12 volt here and some switches at the side to raise or lower it. On the air suspension, not bad, not great, but I think looks great. Clonk, light bar. Light bar. It's quite Peter Griffin, wasn't it? Okay, that's my walk around of the Polestar 3 done. I've not driven this car enough yet to give my full verdict, so I'm going to check back in a couple of days, and I've done some biggish trips in this car, and I'll tell you how it drives, and I'll also do my outro then as well. So I'll be wearing something different, not my pants, they stay the same. Oh yeah. All right, let's go for a Sunday morning drive in the Polestar 3 now. I've done some miles in it. It's very easy to drive. You get this key card, which probably doesn't have to be in a massive plastic thing. That's so idiot journalists like me don't lose it. Or you can use your phone as the key, and then you just walk up to the car, it opens, the handles protrude. Then there's no start-stop button. You just get in and pull it down into D. And then off you go. Now you can choose whether this has creep or not. When I got this, creep was disabled, and I like a bit of creeping. I like a bit of creep in my electric cars. I just find it easier for parallel parking. It behaves more like a traditional automatic car. But otherwise, this is very easy to drive, apart from the fact it feels quite large at first. It's long and it's quite wide feeling as well. Now the windscreen wipers are hitting my 360 camera. That was an error. Now this one, this dual motor, this long range, can do 0 to 62 in 4.8 seconds. However, it rarely feels that fast because you've actually got to press a button to put it into performance acceleration mode, because most of the time it's got a soft throttle response. It's got a nicely weighted brake pedal. It's a relaxing chauffeur-y car. It's a bit at odds with itself because when you start to hustle it, that torque vectoring on the rear axle does make it very entertaining. But most of the time it just kind of wants to plod along really, which is absolutely fine by me. It's got noise cancelling in the speakers in here. It's got very well insulated windows and stuff, and doing big motorway miles has been very relaxing. Apart from on the efficiency side of things. On that side of things, I've been averaging 2.7 or 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour, which is sort of what you expect for a big heavy EV, but I was hoping all of Polestar's ingenuity and efficiency would have got that at least over 3 miles per kilowatt hour. And just for comparison, the new updated BMW iX that I had back in June, that was faster than this. That was a dual motor. It has got a 109 kilowatt hour battery, not 107. I still got 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour out of that. So the BMW is more efficient than the Polestar, which is a little bit of a shame given the BMW looks the way it does. But anyway, I'm going to get some slightly twistier roads and I'll talk about how this drives with the torque vectoring. I'll see you then. Because this dual motor version has got air suspension, you've got options in the cabin. So on the screen, as I said, you can have a power delivery of range and performance, but you can choose the suspension firmness between standard, nimble and firm. To be honest, most of the time I just leave it in standard because nimble and firm, these massive 22-inch wheels, get a little bit jarring. But there's also an ESC stability control sport mode, and when you combine that with the torque vectoring on the rear axle, it just makes this one of the more fun big heavy EVs to drive, just because when you boot it out of corners it doesn't drift, but you certainly feel it pushing from the back and you feel the back end hooking up. Yeah, it's just quite entertaining out of junctions and out of tight bends. It feels more satisfying to drive than most other EVs in this class, so it's got that going for it. I have to say, like most of the time, the ride is actually okay. On motorways and things like that, it's pretty refined with just that slight edge from the big wheels. If you get a smaller wheel model, I imagine it will be way better. But it's a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde car, this. Quite enjoyed living with it. It's kind of got that old school BMW feel of being able to cruise, being able to lollop along, but also having some surprising, entertaining handling chops to its repertoire as well. So yeah, this is definitely the most interesting Polestar that I've driven to date, with the exception of the original Polestar 1 mad hybrid thing. I've been very impressed. Visibility, I haven't mentioned that. Back corners pretty bad, but you've got a 360 camera on all of these, so yeah, you'll be fine. And the mirrors are nice and big as well, and they're frameless, so they look pretty classy. Thank you, Mr. Pickup Truck. Actually, just before we go back for a conclusion, should we do a quick launch from standstill? Let's see how fast it feels. I'm in performance mode, foot on the brake, foot on the accelerator. Ooh, still quite a gentle takeoff, but it's fast. Picks up speed pretty well. But anyway, let's head back to me for a conclusion, which I'm actually just about to film. Spoilers. At the start of this video, I said that Polestar's the modern equivalent of Saab building left field cars with quirks like no rear window on the Polestar 4. But this 3 has really impressed me because it's a car that I think anyone could appreciate. It's roomy, it's got a big battery, it's not as efficient as I'd like, and it looks stunning while also having excellent driving dynamics. It's a bundle of different things I don't think Polestar's yet managed to get into one car. It hasn't annoyed me. The technology works well. The interior is typical Polestar minimalism, but it's very relaxing to drive until you really properly boot it. So I think this is Polestar's best, most rounded car. and one that I would definitely pick over the BMW iX. Yes, the BMW iX is more efficient and you can go further in it, but look at it. Then look at this. I think this car is a great blend of looks, design and driving dynamics, as well as practicality up to a point anyway. But thank you for watching. I'm going to give this 8 Simroadies out of 10. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. As I've just said, like this if you've liked it, subscribe to the channel of nonsense, go down to the comments, leave me either the Swedish or the Chinese phrase for "that looks nothing like a Ferrari, you knob." They're a cyclist.